God you are. Yeah, you will never ever. Yeah. Come on, sing louder to the changeable God. You are the Lord. Remain the same. Come on, sing it louder one more time. You will never ever change. Unchangeable God, you will never change. Every situation, every season, everybody in my life changes, you never. You are the Lord. You remain the same. From January to December. You are reliable. Your word can be trusted because you will never, you will never ever change. You are the Lord. You do not turn against your word. You will never. Now this is the nature of the God that we worship, that He is unchangeable. He is a faithful God. He is a reliable God. He He is a dependable God. I don't know, maybe you're doubting the God that you worship. You're trying to compare him with a man. When Jesus Christ is revealed to you, there is a way you relate with him. When you realize, when you receive the revelation of Jesus and realize that he is unchangeable, you don't worship him when everything is okay. You don't just worship him out of emotions. You don't worship him because you have everything intact in your life. When you receive the right revelation, even in the midst of the storms, you know the one that deserves your worship. And you know, we can't worship God by faking it and by forcing it. The revelation must come into our spirits. He has to be revealed in our lives. I don't know which Christ has been revealed to you and to me, but I pray that something is going to change tonight about the Christ that we know. Because this Christ, even when you have caught nothing overnight, as long as I am breathing, I can't hear you still. The storm and everything, I will not be silent. I will one more time, I will not be silent before my God. See Sometimes worship will be demanded when it's not making sense. Sometimes God will demand your worship even when nothing is making sense. You got to love Him more than anything He will ever give you. Because if your worship is always affected by things that happen in your life, you're still far from a worshiper. You're still far. If when you don't have food in your house, it affects the way you worship, the way you lead worship, you're still far from your worship, from being called a true worshiper. We still have a journey to go. Do you love me more than this? Do you love me more than the microphone? Some of us, it is the microphone that we love more than God. Some of us, it is a piano we love more than God. Some of us, it is a guitar we love more than God. But God is not interested much in the service more than in you and I. When I was praying about, just take it a bit low. When I was praying about this theme of revealing Christ, don't silence it, just make sure it's a bit low, enough for me to be heard. When I was praying about this theme of revealing Christ, there are things that God spoke to my heart, and I have heard the preachers echo them on this altar. And He said, I don't reveal myself to a man who is not willing to know me. And I asked God, what do you mean by knowing you? And He took me to the book of Genesis, where the Bible is first mentioning the issue of a man getting to know another. It is Eve when he's knowing Adam. Adam knew Eve, and there was results. They bore something. And He said the place of knowing God is a place of transaction, is a place of exchange. You lose yourself, you receive God. But some of us want to know God, but they don't want to lose their ego. You want to know God, but still hold your pride. You still want to know God, but hold your grudges with people. And He says, unless you have been truly transformed into who I am, you've still not known me. There are dimensions of knowing God that we must desire tonight. I don't want to go home this morning and go sleep and all I can remember about tonight was the sweating and the jumping and singing and shouting, and there is no evidence of Christ in my life. I still talk the way I used to talk. I still hate on people the way I used to. I still hold grudges with people. What is the reason for me being in the place of revealing Christ if I am not changed to be like Him? I don't know for you, but as for me, there are things in me, when I look at them, they don't look like Jesus. I want to give you 5 minutes to do an exchange with God. Because if Christ is truly revealed in our lives, there has to be a transaction. We must be willing to lose ourselves. We must be willing to lose our nature and receive the nature of Christ. If the way you talk, there is no Christ identified in you, the things you say, the way you behave, the way you dress, outside there nobody can see God. They can't trace Jesus. We still have a journey of getting to the place of Christ being revealed. I want you to do an exchange this morning. God is willing. There is no money needed. You just need to yield yourself and tell God, this one does not look like Jesus. This one does not reflect Christ. This one does not speak about kingdom. This one is a disgrace to the kingdom. I lose it to you so that I can receive your nature. I lose it to you so that I can receive your character. I lose my perception. Let me carry the perception of Jesus. I lose my mentality. Let this mind that was in Christ Jesus be in me. I want you to allow a transaction. I can't do it for you. Minister Ipantas cannot do it for you. You've got to be willing to transact on your own. Don't pretend that everything is okay. Let there be a transaction, that the moment you walk out of this door, there will be evidence that you have been with Jesus. There must be evidence that you had an encounter with Yahweh. Kayama shetapaya, aliya telekapaya tarabahana. Do we have brethren that can pray in this house? Mayele bakosia talabarade. Ayataramakanto lobosie keteliana. Ayarataramentelelelelelele sataya. We conform to the nature of Jesus. We conform to the patterns of the kingdom. We conform to the way of the cross. We conform to the pattern of Jesus. Mayerataya bakaya. Alia paratela talalabasia. Enama konseketeliana lalele. Ayarataya baradianta. We are willing to transact anything in us, Lord, that we may carry your nature, God. Child of God, I don't know whether you're contented with how you look and how you are right now as a child of God, but there are better dimensions. You can look more like God. You can sing more like God. You can behave more like God. You can talk more like a man of the Messiah. Area tapaya da 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 Messiah. Kalamana de Shaya. Lelelelelele Messiah. Oh Lord, set my heart on fire for you, for you. Oh Lord, set my life in order for you, Lord. Shataka baladadadia for you. Ayarata la magade. Oh Lord, Shakata laba. Set my heart on fire for you, my God, for you. I want to talk like you. I want to think like you. I want to sing like you. I want to love like you. Yeah, I want to be like you. Yeah, I want to be more of you, Jesus. Less of myself. More of you, Jesus. Less of myself. More of you, Jesus. Leparataya. More of you, Jesus. More of you, Jesus. More of you, Jesus. More of Kabayema Satalala. Aikapaya. Come on, child of God. Let there be a transaction tonight. Let there be an exchange tonight. Let there be a transaction tonight. I wanna be like you. I wanna be like you. Yeah. see me, they see Jesus. When they see me, they should see Jesus. When they hear me, they should hear Jesus. When they hear me, they should hear Jesus. I wanna be like you. Oh, I want to be like you. Oh, Lord, set my heart on fire for you. For you. Church, do you know this song? Oh Lord, set my life in order. Set my life in order for you. I for you. Oh Lord, set my heart on fire. Set my heart on fire. The only place we can draw impact, because I know most of those who are gathered here are worship ministers and ministers in different offices. But the only thing that can give us influence in the place of our service is to know God. In this kingdom, you don't influence by the number of followers. You only influence by how much of Him you can reveal to generations. That is the only way you can impact lives. Oh Lord, set my life in order for you. Sometimes He has to do some rearranging for you. My life in order for you. There are patterns that He has to rearrange in your mind. Oh Lord, set my life in order for you. Is this song about me or about you? Or are you singing it to someone else? Because if you're singing it to yourself, you can sing it louder and let your heart know there are patterns that God has to fix. Philippians chapter 3 verse 10. I don't know whether we can get it on the screen as we... Philippians 3 verse 10. It's a verse that most of us know. You know, there are dimensions of Christ being revealed to you that will require death. They are only accessed by dead men. Christ is not revealed to anybody who is just willing. You must be willing to know Him and also willing to die. Philippians chapter 3 verse 10. The Bible says that I may know Him and the power of His resurrection and the fellowship of His sufferings, being conformed to His death. So there is a dimension of conforming to His death that is required if we need to know Christ. You don't just know Him by saying I want to know Him. or by theology and having the theory part of it in your fingertips. Until something dies inside of you, Christ is not just revealed to anyone. There are men that die. He has to mold you again. He has to fix something in you that you keep on holding on to. He has to fix it. Nifinyange